Rachel Zegler, a rising star best known for her performance in the acclaimed musical film West Side Story, is speaking candidly about the significant backlash she has faced regarding her role as the titular character in Disney's highly anticipated live-action adaptation of Snow White. In a detailed profile published by Variety, Zegler addressed the controversy that has erupted following various comments she made about the project, emphasizing that her words have often been misunderstood. She argues that the online vitriol she has encountered reflects a larger societal issue regarding the treatment of women in the public eye. Zegler shared her experiences with a somber tone, stating, "I've watched women get torn down my whole life, my whole career. We'll watch it in the upcoming election. I fear we're going to witness that for a long time. Sometimes it can feel like we're going backward." It certainly felt that way when that was happening. These remarks highlight the systemic challenges faced by women, particularly those in high-profile positions. Zegler, who has found herself at the center of this storm, expressed that there have been moments when she felt overwhelmed by the scrutiny, to the point where she wished to disappear. She conveyed her frustration by stating that her mere existence has served as an education for people that don't have a basic sense of empathy, pointing out the often cruel reactions directed at her and other women in the industry. In 2023, a series of clips began circulating on social media platforms such as TikTok and X, showcasing Zegler discussing the Snow White remake in various interviews. Critics pounced on these clips, arguing they demonstrated her lack of respect for the original animated film, which has been cherished by audiences since its release in 1937. One clip that particularly ignited controversy featured Zegler discussing the love story central to the narrative. In her remarks, she noted, "The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time." This comment was perceived by some as dismissive of the original film's legacy, further fueling the backlash against her. Zegler elaborated on her views about the remake during another interview in 2022, where she stated, "It's no longer 1937, reinforcing the notion that Snow White would not be portrayed as a passive character waiting to be saved by a prince. Instead, she envisioned a modern take on the character, where Snow White is depicted as strong and independent, asserting that she is not going to be dreaming about true love." This shift in narrative perspective aimed to reflect contemporary values and the evolving roles of women in society. However, in her recent Variety interview, Zegler expressed deep sadness over the way her comments had been interpreted. She clarified that her intention was never to diminish the importance of love in the story. Rather, she aimed to convey that love would not be Snow White's sole motivation. "I would never want to box someone in and say, if you want love, then you can't work," she explained passionately. "Or if you want to work, then you can't have a family. It's not true. It's never been true." She acknowledged the emotional toll that comes with misinterpretations of her words, lamenting how frustrating it can be when comments are taken out of context or when jokes don't land as intended. Importantly, Zegler confirmed that the love story remains a significant component of the film's narrative, despite the misconceptions circulating online. Adding another layer to the conversation, some critics have raised eyebrows over Zegler's casting as Snow White, particularly given that she is of Colombian descent and the character has historically been described as having skin as white as snow. Addressing this concern in her conversation with Variety, Zegler revealed that the new adaptation would provide a reimagined explanation for Snow White's name. She shared it fell back to another version of Snow White that was told in history, where she survived a snowstorm that occurred when she was a baby. So the king and queen decided to name her Snow White to remind her of her resilience. This recontextualization aims to align the character's name with a narrative of strength and perseverance, resonating with contemporary themes of empowerment and self-identity. The backlash surrounding the Snow White remake extends beyond Zegler's casting alone. The film has also encountered criticism regarding its portrayal of the Seven Dwarfs, particularly in light of initial photos that suggested a diverse group of actors of varying heights would be featured in the film. However, the release of the film's first teaser trailer in August revealed that the dwarfs appeared more similar to their classic counterparts from the animated version, which helped to quell some of the concerns raised earlier. This shift in representation sparked discussions about diversity in storytelling and the need for thoughtful adaptations that honor the original material while also reflecting modern values. Throughout this tumultuous period, Zegler has consistently advocated for inclusivity and representation in media. In a previous statement, she spoke out against the backlash she received, stating her desire to avoid being tagged in what she deemed nonsensical discourse about her casting. She expressed a strong belief that every child knows they can be a princess no matter what, emphasizing the importance of diverse representation for young audiences. As the release of the Snow White remake approaches, it remains to be seen how audiences will respond to Zegler's portrayal of the iconic character and the film's fresh take on a beloved classic. The ongoing discourse surrounding the adaptation serves as a reminder of the complexities involved in reimagining well-known stories and the challenges faced by those who dare to challenge traditional narratives. Rachel Zegler's experience highlights the broader societal issues surrounding representation, respect, and the nuanced conversations that arise when beloved characters are brought into a contemporary context. In this way, her journey as Snow White may inspire discussions that extend far beyond the confines of the film itself, touching upon the evolving landscape of storytelling and the vital importance of diverse voices within it.